works hard. He does everything that you look for in an athlete, that you would want from an athlete. I'm going to be really upset that he's not going to be here next season. Last year, as I came into the program, I think halfway through the season, I thought he was so mature that I thought he was a senior last year. And he's like, Coach, I'm only a junior. I was like, yeah! I'm so excited to have him back. Early on in the season, he came back to us. He trained really hard in the off season. Somebody even told me that he got starting blocks for Christmas gift. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. He, again, one of the hardest workers I've ever coached. Early on in the season, we went to the Bronco Invite, which is one of the premier earlier invites this season. We had a 4x4 team that we were looking to do some serious damage in. We ran second for us, and I can tell the first 200 meters in, I could just see that something happened. His stride was kind of off, and this guy's got the biggest heart I've ever seen, because many athletes would have just shut it down, walked off the track, or stopped. But he kept going. For the sake that he knew that he had 2 other athletes that were depending on him to finish the race. And I said, after the race, I was like, next time, walk off the track. But again, that just shows his character and the heart that he has. He's going to be moving on to Arizona State. That's right, Arizona State. And he's going to try to walk on to the track program there. I look forward to hearing about his success in the future. This is Dalton Reynolds. He's one of my seniors. Dalton was definitely the firecracker of the group. Kept everybody motivated. On the times that we had the tough workouts, I think he kind of lightened the mood a little bit a few times. Much needed for some of my athletes, because there are some days as sprinters you show up and it's like, if I ask a sprinter to run more than 2 laps just for a warm-up, they think that I'm punishing them. But everybody's asked to run 2 laps for a warm-up. But again, I'm really glad that Dalton came out this season. He's one of the football players here. He was kind of on the board or on the fence as to whether or not he was going to come out for a senior season. I'm really glad that he did. He had a lot of success. Again, one of the crucial elements to the 4x100 team that qualified for state. He's going to be moving on next year to Palomar, even though some of the local coaches have kind of brought up his name at some of the local community colleges. But I think that he's still going to take it over. He'll be missed for sure. Many of the memories from this year definitely have Dalton in, and I'm glad we decided to come back for the season.
One thing we've been passing out tonight, as the groups have come up, is recognition from the Senior Union Tribune for a number of our athletes. It's like, the stack was like so giant, it was crazy. For getting on all academic teams because of their grades. And so we've been passing those out as we go along. And where's Casey and Rick? When you have a 4.30 and a 4.27, we must have had, I don't know, 50 of those that we passed out tonight, so way to go up for student athletes. We have some scholar athlete patches to give out. Some of you will be recognized. You only get this once in your career here for high school. Some of you are repeat offenders for getting great grades, and you will not get a patch. But for, let me bring up the newcomers getting the patch for the first time. Nicole Martin. Okay, let's hear it for the great. Hey, we have one special recognition tonight for a 3-sport varsity athlete. We have one young man who falls in this category, Jack Johnson. He does it all. Same I'd like to bring up our captains. Captains, come on up. Emma Abraham, Anita Chapman, Rebecca Bosler, Michelle Gould, Raquel Rackley, Stephen Fahey, Chase Hansen, Jared Lowe. Captains, we had to think long and hard about who to make the leaders of our team. Each one of these student athletes that you see up here today has special qualities that we recognize through our interactions with them and knowing them. And we held them as those who we would want others to look up to and respond to as leaders. And we thank you guys for doing a fantastic job this year. Thank you, captains. This year we sent 7 athletes to the state meet. Boys 4x100 relay team. Seth Madera, Dalton Reynolds, Zach Halverson, Aaron Clemens. Can you come on up? Also, in the girls 400, Michelle Gould. In the 3200s, or the 2 miles, Emma Abrahamson and Stephen Fahey. Can we get a picture of them holding these up? Someone snap off a picture there. Thank you, guys. One great trip to the state meeting event, and they're friends for life. And let me say too, I don't know if I've talked about the state meeting tonight, because you guys did a fantastic job representing our school, your families, the community. You made us all proud with the way you competed out in Clovis. You did a fantastic job. First awards we're going to be giving out tonight to end things are for recognition of our newcomers to our team. And I'm going to bring up Coach Weiss to give out. We had a hard time deciding. We ended up giving 3. We were supposed to only give 2, but we just couldn't stop ourselves. And so there's 3 people we'd like to honor today. The first newcomer
newcomer that we'd like to recognize is a freshman girl. It's Kayla Fromm. Why don't you come up here and get As I mentioned before, probably the most outstanding freshman runner in the state. And the thing that I appreciate about Michaela is that she is very determined, and she's very mature for her age, and she knows what she has goals set, and it's going to be fun to watch her run for the next 3 years. And when she was 6 years old, she was on a soccer team, the Vanishing Violets, with my daughter, and I could just tell when she was 6. I used to talk to her mom, wow, she's an athlete. I said, and then I was so blessed to have Alex, who's 3 years older than her, run for us also. And I was just obviously very happy that she came out of the team because of her talent, but more than that, she's just a sweet, sweet girl, wonderful person, great family, very supportive, and it's just going to be fun to watch her go and develop over the next 4 years, so congratulations. And another newcomer, and he's a senior, Jack Johnson. Every time I watch Jack race, I'm just so tickled to see him just improve every race. And I mentioned his attitude and his edge before, but just a fine young man. And it was kind of cool that your mom said your little brother's going to run cross country. So I'm sure it's in the genes, and it's going to be fun watching him develop. And I just wish you the best because you just are such a super guy.
And last but not least, a freshman who competed in a lot of different areas. She was a hurdler, she ran the 400, she jumped, and really developed as year went along. She wasn't here earlier, she's here now, but just so I talk about her. It's Tegan O'Donnell. Coaches, but also, I want to thank, those of you who were in the same events as her. I know my jumpers, really kind of took her under their wing and communicated with her. I know Coley in the hurdles, helped her out a lot, did a great job, making her feel like she was a part of things. But Tegan just did a fantastic job, went over 17 feet in the long jump, and we look for great things to continue for her. So, I can recognize Tegan. The next recognition we'd like to do is the Male and Female Athlete of the Year in the field events. Both these student athletes have just done a fantastic job in competing and being teammates to those who are on our team, and really helping us to develop that sense of community. We're a whole track team. We're not just a bunch of separate events and individuals. We're all here competing together, and they've done a great job of that. These two seniors deserve all the recognition that we can give to them. On the boys' side, popped off a 6'3" PR at CIF in the high jump, surprising himself, but not surprising, me in terms of knowing how much pop he's really got in those legs. Noticed him last year when he first came out. This guy can get off the board in the long jump. Just did a great job for us, and it was a pleasure to be his coach.